Right. Hello, everybody. My name is Nick Tarazio with Streamily, and I'm very excited to be here today. Thank you for joining us on a Saturday. You could have been anywhere, but you're here. And we are with the cast of Life is Strange True Colors for a 60-minute question and answer panel session. So I know there's going to be a ton of you in chat. Asking questions. Good. We're going to be reading them all. All the cast is going to be reading them, and it's going to be a fun time. So without further ado, y'all don't want to see me. Y'all came here to see the cast. So let me bring them on the stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Great. So why don't we just start from, left to right. We got a nice little cascade here. Katy, thanks for being here. It's really great.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's so nice to see you guys. I was telling Steve this earlier that I hadn't met Steve really before, so this is really cool. Yes, for those of you who don't know me out there, my name is Katy Bentz. I am the voice and full performance capture for Steph Gingrich in Life is Strange True Colors.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And, Steph is a character that so many fans have really engaged with in Untitled Online. And we're going to get more into that as we go into the next guest here. Erika, thank you so much for being here. And you're a character. I mean, hey, the star of the show, right? This power. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks. It's a pleasure. So yeah, I'm Erika. I play Alex Chen in Life is Strange. And this is really cool that we're all together.
Yeah, and if you see, actually, there's a store online. You can check out streaming.com/lifeisstrange. You can see all sorts of prints signed by the cast if you're into that. And trust me, there's all sorts of cool opportunities for collectibles. Steve, why don't you round us out? Thank you so much for being here and joining us.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you. Steve Austin. I played Jed Lucan in Life is Strange True Colors, and this is great. It's a lot of fun to see everybody again because we don't get to see each other that much, and this is a lot of fun. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's nice. We all get to hang in the virtual, equivalent of this nice idyllic haven you guys played in, right? I remember when I was looking, I was like, wow, is this place real? Can I go there? Can we plan like a retreat? This is the closest we can get. Thank you for being here, Steve. And not Erika Mori. Oh, good. I'm glad we've made that distinction.
Come on.
Because honestly, I'm glad. I was getting a little worried, but not Erika Mori. If you could introduce yourself and end this debate.
My name
Who are
is
you?
not Erika Mori, and I play. I'm Soto. I play Gabe Chen in Life is Strange, and it's my job to just cause ruckus in all of our interviews. So here
There was a ruckus.
I thought I was a ruckus, but hey, I can appreciate a ruckus. Like anything to keep me on my toes is great. Though I don't know what color aura you were emanating when you were planning this stunt. Was it dark red, right, filled with malice or something? Who knows?
Filled with malice.
Erika, can you give us some insight?
I mean, this is pretty typical. I feel like now, especially after the BAFTAs, there's a lot of footage of Han trolling me, in just kind of like a variety of settings, and which made us the perfect little sibling duo because it's so real. I live it every day.
So that's actually a pretty interesting segue, right? Your guys' life every single day, because from our perspective, it's not every day we get to talk to the actual cast. We get to hear you guys' voices, not coming from the characters we play or the characters we obsessively read about. And yes, I know you wiki heads out there. I've been lurking too. Katy, what is it like when you are not in this a world of voice acting for Life is Strange? What does your typical day look like?
It's still very much surrounded by the world in a sense, because I do Twitch streaming, and so I'm still very much in the video game world, and I enjoy it. I love it. I was just telling my community earlier today that Life is Strange is the reason that I am a Twitch streamer, and it gave me that initial boost 5 years ago when I was in Before the Storm, and it's kind of just really helped me through this whole journey on Twitch, and I'm just very, very grateful for that. But yeah, so voice acting, Twitch streaming, and trying to deal with Erika telling me to move to Colorado every single day of my life.
What? I mean, it's just, will you?
Every day.
Katy's being modest too, because if I were Katy, I would be like, yeah, when I'm not doing Life is Strange stuff, I'm booking other stuff. Congratulations.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
Katy.
you. I appreciate that.
Congratulations
Taking
are in
over
order.
the video game industry. That's our girl.
We need a theme song. We taking over.
There seems to be, I mean, there must be some sort of a similarity between, being a voice actor and having that mic focus towards streaming, right? Like, do you find that there's any parallels there? Like, do you think it makes you a better streamer or vice versa?
I think that streaming in general, just I feel like brings up your confidence. Putting yourself in front of a camera where there are people watching you. It just helps your confidence, I think, overall. And I think, I don't know. I think there's definitely a similarity with that confidence being helped. Because then I can go into different jobs knowing that like people like my voice, which is super cool. Because randomly people will just come in and tell me, hey, I like your voice just from streaming. And I'm like, that's cool. And that just gives me the confidence to go into jobs and hope somebody else, higher up will enjoy my voice as well. So
yeah, it's kind of like stepping stones of confidence, right? You can almost live test your vocal, attractability because I'm broadcasting all the time, and at least there's got to be something right. I'm curious too, if there's any other casts on our panel who do side hobbies or things that involve talking or involve this vocal performance, right? Like, does anyone else find outside of a voice acting they're still on mics talking all the time, or is it like a silence when I'm not working, you can't hear anything from me?
Well, I did voiceover for 30 years, and until all of a sudden now the industry is such that people are actually driving the prices down. You have to have a home studio. You got to be available almost 24/7 to get it done now. You got to be able to, you are in charge of the sound effects and the music just for an audition now. So, the competition is fierce, and so you got to decide, are you going to do voice or are you going to do acting? Because I used to just go, my agent would just send me to a studio, I'd knock it out, and then I'd go home, and I love that. But they don't do that anymore, so I stopped doing it.
Voice acting is tough. I remember while I was doing acting, I decided to start like a voiceover portfolio. And then I quickly realized, like, damn, I kind of suck at this. So I started doing research and,
competitive,
like different cadences in my voice. But yeah, I mean, you guys are awesome. I'm amongst like legends right now. You guys are masterclass when I'm working with you. So I get to watch, like, I got to watch Erika just do like the same scene 4 different ways, like right away. And they would say, all right, Han, do this. And I would do the exact same thing. I'm like, okay. And then I would get it.
It was kind of different sometimes.
It's worked for me.
Erika killed it, man. Like,
Erika, yeah, you killed it.
My God. Like I still, because I'm the type of actor, there's like 2 different types of actors in terms of like, performing a scene. Like, you either get it right away or it takes you a couple times to like get the perfect place. Okay. Erika gets it right away. Like, it's like every single time. I'm serious. So when we were doing scenes together, it was always like the second or the third one, because by that time I was getting to where I needed to be. But yeah, and then Erika's like, we have to do it again, and I'm just like, no.
Yep.
But like, seriously, it was amazing. She's amazing.
Wow.
She gets it she just knew. That's why I'm just like, I always like blow it up, because like the fact that was your first ever acting gig ever still blows my freak. I know, Steve's just like, what? Like, it's just,
you said
I didn't know
that she just knew. Now, I'm not trying to say anything, but maybe there's some truth to the powers you have in game? I mean, are you hiding something? Are you using? You've heard it here now. This is the scoop. We are accusing Erika Mori of being
The
an
actual
empath,
power.
and that's why she nails these takes, and why even all of the panels she has nodding in agreement. Erika's so great. She even has the chat mind warped. Oh, Erika's so great. We're calling you out, Erika. What's the deal?
A lot of it was, I mean, the creative team. Like I
agree.
I had time with Zach Garris and John Zim and the writers and web. I had time with, animation and cinematics where I could ask questions. And so I really understood Alex, and I understood her arc. And when things changed, I felt the freedom to really probe and ask questions and push back, and really be a part of it. And they, Deck Nine did a killer job with casting.
Oh yeah.
With the rest of the cast. Like, it would have been absolute shit if I didn't have talented people to perform with. And I think
definitely the team.
Well,
yeah,
they realize how long the casting process was on this. I mean, we started this. When did we start? Was it 2016?
I think
No way, really?
2018.
2018. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know it
what?
feels like 2016.
I mean, I was reading
It's a long time.
3 months or something
Incredible.
like that.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that does make sense. Even if you look at it practically, the amount of times you guys are heard speaking in the game is like tremendous. It's like the game's primary asset. If you're not spending time finding the perfect voice for that, it's like, well, what? Are you just trying to make a really beautiful visual game? It's just, that's really interesting. I had no idea it took that long, but it really does show, I think.
Yep.
Well, and I think too, what's unique about doing full motion capture, full performance capture, is that the voice is a big part of it. But if you, as a performer, don't understand what your body looks like when you move it, then you're you're excluding yourself from consideration, because there are a gazillion cameras on you capturing your movement, capturing every twitch of your face. And so being aware of that, and actually being a performer who uses their entire physicality, whatever that is different than just having a great voice. And, everybody here has a great voice. Like, Steve's voice for Jed is the character, but also the sort of the movement and the physicality and some of the stillness, and when he wasn't still, that sort of stuff that you brought to that character, I think made it so impactful, and also was a reason why it was so surprising when you were a dick at the end.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Have you guys ever watched when they did the release live? Did you guys watch any of it? Watch people watching others play it?
Yes.
In real time, and then when it got to that moment in the mine shaft, and they're like, "No,
yes,
Jed, you're a dick." And one guy was just sitting there going, "Well, I saw that coming."
Oh yeah, okay.
There's always
that,
people.
right?
I know.
But yeah, like, I even knew it was happening when I was playing it. I was just so upset, I was so upset. Like, we just got so bamboozled.
Well,
Bamboozled.
that's the thing about this stuff, that we would go months in between shooting, and then you wouldn't get the script until almost a couple of days before. And then I go up, and Webb told me what was going to happen today, and I was like, "I'm going to what?" And you're really in that moment. That was pretty emotional when we shot that scene. Erika and I shot that scene.
Yeah, there seems to be a slight echo. I'm not sure if it seems to be on everyone, so we're gonna try to get that fixed. But in the meantime, chat, I really appreciate all the awesome comments and feedback. As you guys see, yes, you can show up live. So if you have any questions, please, we are in there. But in the meantime, let me see if I can get this.
I think it's fixed.
Fixed.
I think you fixed it.
Wow, there we go. Look at that. You just stall long enough and the echo goes away.
You just stall. You just
Yeah.
dance.
You just do Control-Alt-Delete.
That's right.
Yes.
Did you try turning it on and off 3 times?
I think so, yeah. I
Yeah.
think, and also there's some hitting involved, there's a big hammer at Streamily. Someone was comically hitting a thing. But,
Thank you, Andrew.
Steve, we've been talking about this turn that a character has, and the moment you laughed pretty heartily. Is there kind of a sense of a glee you have, kind of seeing the reaction online and seeing the way that a lot of players felt that a moment of no, this can't be, how is that? And do you factor that into maybe any future performances or things like that?
Well, this was the very first time that I had ever done a video game acting. And let me tell you, for any actors out there who are thinking about getting into this, it's a whole different kind of acting. I mean, you're loaded down with, a backpack with a battery. You got to wear a helmet with a giant bar on the front with a camera, the lights in your eye. And then you got to watch out for your fellow actors, right? I mean, if we're doing a 3-person scene, you got to be careful not to bang into each other. But it's the most strenuous kind of acting. But once you get into it, right, and Han will agree with me because there's a lot of physicality, and Erika. But once we got into it, then you just forget that you're wearing this whole thing and you have that interaction. But I was not really fully prepared. The auditions were one thing, but when we were all suited up, that was something I was just like this. I was exhausted. Even working half day, I was exhausted afterwards. And it's just a whole nother kind of acting that you have to remember. And
Katy mentioned earlier this, or I think it was mentioned, wearing these things on your face. I don't think many people realize that every single part of your face is being tracked. So there is a real sense of purposefulness that has to go into it. And I can imagine that being exhausting, having to keep that focus up take after take. It seems really, really tough. But, like you've seen in the game and like the fans have seen, it really does make the difference, right? Our core gameplay is these decisions, right? What will the character do? So oftentimes the payout for that is a really concerned look, is a really important moment. So it is an interesting mix, I think, of the acting challenges. And honestly, I would love to hear if anyone else has any more insight on that, right? Because the technical part of it, I can imagine a lot of people are curious about. I know that the more I talk to voice actors, the more I want to try it for fun. But the more I hear about it, I don't think it's something you can do just for fun. It sounds exhausting.
I think if you're going into it for the first time, you should definitely do some neck exercises because it's front heavy, right? So the first time I did it, I couldn't figure out why I was waking up with such a sore neck in the back, and I changed out my pillows, and then I realized okay, it's that camera. So I started counterweighting it or requesting for a counterweight. So they put some of the batteries on the back side of it. And
really,
yeah.
Oh, the headphone. Oh yeah, of course, or just the whole thing. That's
it's like the Oculus, right?
Yeah.
You were the reason they did that for me then, because I was having issues and they're like, oh, we know what to do for this. And then they just put the counterweight on and it was fixed.
Yeah,
so
they're like, the guy who infected is dead.
Thanks for getting a messed up neck.
I got you.
No, I feel like in most things, there's a physical element that when taken to the professional level, it's hard to see just on the surface, right? That makes me think of the cool stories about chess players losing pounds, even though they're just sitting, but they're playing like days of a tournament, and it's like mentally exhausting. By the way, we have so many questions in chat. I've been keeping note of the awesome ones, so I think I'm going to share one now. Here's one from Bo Rap. What was the cast's favorite or funniest moment to film? I think that's a funny little icebreaker. So if you guys have any lines, any memorable things that for you was, maybe you were stuck on the line for so long, or maybe it was one that you had to do, so many takes of. We'd really be happy to hear it. Thanks for the question, Bo Rap. So take it away, any of y'all.
I enjoy scaring the shit out of Erika once a day. And I got
Please
the
elaborate.
pick. I got the pick, and I picked it based on the energy of the room. It's like
Did you?
people were tired. I think you were there. You were there one day, right, Steve?
Yeah.
I think I scared you too because you didn't know what was going on. But I got one take a day to kind of shake things up in the room, and I used it to scare Erika. Because I'm not Erika.
And you could just do you could just, I mean,
anything, whatever line it was while we were in scene, it would have to be after we get it. So Webb would kind of give me that. And then the next take is
the fact that Webb was in on it, just
yeah, it was like just a cluster of Judases, a Judai.
a Judais, all waiting in the wings.
But you know, Corwin was ADing, so he's like, all right, let's go, next one.
Yeah. And a couple times I would be like, no, that was it, we got it. And Webb would be like, no, we want an alternate.
Wow. Yeah, there's a huge conspiracy against.
Yeah, it was.
It really was.
It went deep.
Where's that reel, by the way? There should be a compilation of.
Yeah.
I know I have like
threatening, but I think they are like busy with their jobs. I would imagine.
Doing video games. Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha.
I think
right.
Yeah. My favorite scene was I think has to be, it's not the funny moment, but it's between myself and Erika's character at the mine shaft when I try to do her in, because that was intense. We really worked hard on that, and so I was so proud to see the end result finally, 2 years later. I was like,
so Steve, if you don't mind, what was some of the work that you guys were doing? What was, because for the layman, I don't even know what that looks like. I trust you, but how does one get to the point where you guys are delivering the lines where the emotion hits as hard as it did in the game?
Right. Well, they give us the setup. You look at the script, we go over it, we do rehearsals, but as an actor, you have to come with that intention. And, I've been an acting coach now for almost 10 years. And so I tell my actors, look, we all have it within us. Whatever kind of character, whatever situation, we all have it in us. We just sometimes put a cap on it. We don't let that out, right? No matter what you're talking about. I don't want to get into specifics, but if you're having to do that kind of scene that I was doing, you have to kind of go there and really, with specific intent, I call it. And yet, there's this love that he's like, I'm sorry, kid. He doesn't want to do it, but he knows that if he doesn't, she's, going to out him, and, he's got to bury the bodies, so to speak. So I don't know. How did you feel about it, Erika?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you introduce a gun into any scene in any medium, right, the stakes increase a lot, kind of exponentially. And I remember, working with the other members of creative on set to get the beat right. Like, when will Alex clock that something is wrong? When will we see the gun? When will we, what is the unfurling of the reveal for Alex and the audience? And I mean, I thought it was really well done. I felt very safe and comfortable on set for that scene. And I think it also helped that Steve and I had, the other 4 chapters or whatnot to get to know each other and to work together, and really build that dynamic between I think the Lucans and the Chens, right? Like it's those 2 families that really were kind of enmeshed with each other, with Gabe being best friends with Ryan, living above the bar. I mean, we were really, I think that betrayal really came through because of the work that creative and then the performers did to make that betrayal so egregious.
Yeah, and I'm glad they hid the, that ultimate betrayal from me, because throughout the whole thing, I'm sitting there going, I love Jed. Jed's great. He's all over the bar. And
they didn't tell you?
No, they didn't tell us until.
That's fascinating. I didn't know that.
I feel the same way, because I was like, I love Gabe. This is chapter 1.
Wow.
And then I started reading, and next thing you know, I'm
the bottom of a ravine.
Right. But yeah, no, I had no idea I was going to have to, send her down to the bottom of the shaft until just before that day. And when Webb told me that, I was like, oh, this is nice.
That makes, that makes sense, because you played him so authentically, just genuine, because you genuinely thought that's who he was, obviously, like, I'm sure you would have still done an amazing job if you knew his whole story arc, but that was probably the writers, that was their thing. Okay, well, we're just gonna have this guy play this genuinely to who this character is currently here, and then just fuck it all up or screw it all up. Sorry,
in like a non-creepy way. I remember watching you in the break room drinking some water, and I was like, yeah, we're good. Like when people come in and play these characters, it's cool how you don't really step out of the character. We're still kind of ourselves when the cameras are off.
So you saw him like in control. He was like,
he was just
wow,
like, looking out in the scenery. And
to him, it was a Tuesday,
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Yeah. We got so many questions in chat. Thank you all. Let's get to another one here. This is from Agraki. He says, Cast, what was your first reaction / feeling when you got the role for True Colors? And I like this question because we had already kind of learned that, wow, turns out casting for this took a lot longer than I thought. Like, they were reading for months and months, or, this was all the way back in 2016 casting started for this. So what was your guys' first reaction or feelings when you got the role? Anyone can start.
Well, Han was first. Han got cast first, so
I didn't even
go in order.
I didn't even know I hate you. I didn't even know I was cast first. Like, I was reading, like I said, for 2-3 months, and it was just like, in fact, I almost turned this down. And my agent George, I was like, should I do it? And then we were just sitting there. There was a moment of silence, and I was just like, fuck it, let's just do it. And even after I shot it, and like, I knew nothing about the franchise really, and I didn't know the the intensity of like the fandom. Like, you guys are great. It's been amazing to just connect with the fans and with each other, when we're doing interviews, and I just love causing a ruckus as well. So that just works out. No, I didn't know until really the release, and then the messages started coming in. That's when I started feeling like, okay, this is serious stuff. Like, this is I'm super grateful. And I was grateful when I booked it, because I treat it just like every other project, but you just don't know until you start getting the love. You know what I mean?
That's right. I was the same way. I mean, I love every booking is a joy. You got to enjoy it, because in between there's tens, if not dozens and dozens of auditions that just, go by the wayside, and you move on, and you go to the next audition. That's your job, But when you actually book one, you're just like, oh yes, I want to savor this moment. And so, but like Gabe said, there really wasn't any much of a script to read. You're just like, okay, all right, what is this going to be like? You just, because we auditioned in the street clothes, but we didn't have any of the packs on or helmets. I had no idea what I was in for. So, but I love that feeling.
Well, I knew we were going to book it, because I told Erika. Take it away, Erika.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people listening have probably heard this, but Han and I, our first audition was with each other. Very, very beginning, brother, sister. And yeah, had never met Han, definitely clocked that he was weird, like immediately.
Definitely.
Like the first thing I noticed was like, that guy's straight up trouble.
Good call.
But he was, we finish, and he's walking away, and he just lobs over his shoulder. He's like, see you on set. And I was like, I don't even
Wow.
know what that means. Please don't follow me out of the parking lot.
Wow. Wow.
But I mean, we did have like great chemistry, really good banter. I think a good awareness of each other's like delivery sensibilities, if that makes sense. And then my audition process was really long, which makes sense. Alex is always there, and so several callbacks. Square's team came out to Colorado and they were there for some of the callbacks as well. I think it's a really good thing that I had no idea what was happening. I did not know games or the franchise or
because if you did know it, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm pretty competitive. Like I love a good audition. I love a good callback.
Yeah.
I do think nerves weren't a part of it because I was also like working full time as a business consultant in my career that was like very established and very successful. And I remember waiting to get the call. Webb had said, hey, we'll let you know. I think it was a Friday or something. He was like, we'll let you know by end of day. We should have a decision. And it was one of the moments in my life where I was like, God damn it, I really, really want this. And I think it's for me. I'm not sure if y'all have that sense of like, God, this is, I can do this. And I think I would do a really good job. I don't know what like the structure of it is yet. I don't have like all of the answers. I don't even know what questions to ask to make it good, but I know I can make it good. And I also saw it as like a way back to myself in a lot of ways, where I had abandoned kind of art and creativity in my day-to-day life. It was all about that corporate grind, and it has been such a gift.
You're natural.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, you're saying like, yeah, this comes to me naturally, and I didn't really have to put that much work into it.
No, that's not.
Actually, this is a pretty perfect segue because I want to give you a fun question here. All right, this is a question from I am Fint. Question for Han/not Erika. What do you think Gabe's power would be if he had one? And I gotta love that whole profile picture.
Oh yeah, annoying people? Is that
yeah, what do you think Gabe's power would be?
I mean, that's a good question.
Ooh, stumped.
Good question.
I mean, in the vein of family lineage stuff, it would be the same as Erika's, because she would basically have some of my power.
Your power.
Who she is. I mean,
wait. He's flexing it now. It's the power of annoyance.
It is the power of annoyance.
The power of the magnifying glass.
No, you know how like everyone has empathy and Alex's empathy is just on steroids? Everyone has the power to be annoying, but Gabe/Han/not Erika, that's just like through the roof.
And maybe he can, and maybe in the same way that Gambit, everyone can throw a card, but Gambit can throw it with like deadly accuracy.
It's funny how you say that. That's my favorite
X-Men character. It hits you in the neck and it blows up. That's how annoying Razor
That's
Sharp
how
accuracy.
annoying you are.
With just one sentence, it's like bam. That's the power. I love it.
My power is truth, and I carry a magnifying glass. So when people speak, I put it on them, and it tells me exactly what. That's what I just did when she was talking about.
That is not you twisted words.
That's why I said,
truth.
she's saying
you should go into politics.
I had to put it out there for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it sounds like a DLC, right? More modders make it happen.
I think Steve is we've lost Steve.
Oh, yes. Steve.
Unless he's really good at freezing.
Oh, he's back.
Steve was just really enjoying that.
You could have had like all of this annoyance of working with Han for the DLC if COVID hadn't happened, because I think the plan was that Gabe was actually going to be there annoying the shit out of Steph in the booth. So missed opportunity right there.
So
Missed
sad.
opportunity. Oh, we have
We would have got to work together.
I
we have
know.
a question here from Prosecutor Yaoi. Question: have you guys read the LIS comics, Life is Strange comics? Do you think there is hope for an adaptation or connection to them in future games? Oh, that's a quick one. Yes or no? Have you read the comics? Do you like them? Have you heard of them?
Didn't know they even existed.
I have some of them and I've looked at them, but I haven't read them.
Looked at them. Nice.
I've looked at them.
I haven't, I don't know. I just haven't had the time, but I have a couple of them.
All right, chat. It's up to you guys now, right? That was the call to action you all needed. You all want to see this made? You all want to see some comic book connection? Well, flood it up. Flood it up. What do you want to see? I want screenshots on Twitter, hashtags, justice for X character you want. Something like that, right? Make it connected to the comic if you really want to see it. You know what? We've had some pretty fun questions, and I love the focus on trolling. I think the brother and sister casting vibe was really well there. But, you mentioned, Erika, the booth, right? And it really just got me back to like this really a grounded reality of you guys having to voice all of the lines of these characters and having to deliver and create what it is that everyone in chat is so fans about. So, and maybe this can be an open question, but were there any times when you were delivering the lines that you felt as if like, is this me right now or is this the character? Was there any times in which you felt as if like you were being influenced because you've been saying this character's line so long, or what does that bleed look like between your just normal neural pathways, right? Have you guys ever felt anything like that after maybe a long recording session? I can't imagine what one's dreams would be like after like screaming into a mic for 10 hours, who knows?
I think casting made it easy for us at least for me, to like bounce in and out of who I am and who Gabe is. And it made the work a little bit more easy. Voiceover for me was just horrible. Anytime I got VO lines, I was like, oh no. There was a day where it was like 3-4 pages and I had Erika just watching me and I can feel her laughing at me. I'm just not good at it.
Like right now?
I'm good at it.
Yeah,
Like,
you didn't melt down though. You did great. I was
well, I almost melted. I felt it in me. And I was like, I can't, this sucks. So, I started doing ascorbic acid, but no. For it's like vitamin C. It's not like drugs.
The way you dropped it there made it sound like,
yeah.
What were you dropping in between takes?
I was dropping
yeah.
No, but like the down guy, he was telling me this is what you should do to help your voice. And no, I don't know. I don't think there was ever a time when I was reading it and I didn't, because it was me. I was living in the skin of Gabe for so many years. And it just kind of became a part of who I was. And part of that character development was making Gabe me, or me Gabe and not Erika.
Yeah.
I see you still have that ongoing struggle, it's really like you really live it, and that's really like inspiring. Actually, we have a question that's related, and Katy, I want to toss this one to you because I think this is maybe something that I haven't heard you speak on. So, question: the game QT asks, how easy is it for you to let go of your character once you're finished a project?
Oh yeah.
Do you ever let go of your character, Steph, or is it just like there? Do you sometimes?
Well, I let go of her and then I went right back to her. So yeah, like because I didn't actually because I was Steph in BTS and they offered me the role coming back into Life is Strange True Colors. So I didn't have to audition for that. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was wild. I had no idea because you do a character and then you're done with the character. But they brought her back into my life and I was so excited about it. And like especially after True Colors, like And I've told my community this multiple times, like Steph is my favorite character that I have ever performed thus far. And she is so close with me. And I don't think I will ever let her go as a character, to be honest with you. You know, like I understand that, you know, I'm not playing her anymore and most likely will not be playing her again unless they bring her back for another reason, which would be super cool. Hello, Square, Deck 9.
Hello, Square. Send this
but-
right to their
Steph.
inbox.
Good pitch
please,
there.
hello.
Nice little layup.
But yeah, like, so I know that I'm done with her, you know, but like, she's always still in my heart. I've learned so much from her. And I think that's what's great about, you know, these characters that we perform as actors. We can take a little bit of them with us as we go on through our own life, because that's the great thing about being an actor is we get to perform people that we are not. And we get to learn from those characters and, you know, from how they're written and take from them what we choose. And yeah, like I don't think I'll ever really let go of her, because she has helped scape just this journey that I'm on right now. Like she's been a huge part of that. And she's introduced me to so many wonderful people here that I'm looking at, and so many wonderful people in, you know, the community that I have now and in the LGBTQIA plus community. Like it's just been a whole amazing journey. So I don't think I will ever let go of her.
Yeah,
That's
I think
amazing.
that's true. I agree. It's same with me with Jed. You know, once I started playing him, and then I wanted to find more, you know, more colors to him, and I was just having a blast. And I think after we wrapped, I mean, you do kind of you miss it because you're sitting there waiting for it to come out, and you're like, when is this thing gonna hit? You know, I want to see the whole thing put together. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But like you said, Steph, you take from each character you play and then you apply it to other characters maybe later on down the road. That's what's fun about being an actor, is you never know what you're going to play next, and you know, you can apply it or not apply it. But
yeah, that's I think the third time I've mentioned or I've heard in this some sort of learning a lesson from the character, which is like, I'm going to that's my next question now, because I think it kind of is a nice marriage between the previous one too. Erika, you know, let's start with you. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from this question, you know, from a character? And, you know, like if maybe we can format it in the way of, you know, if there's you know, what's one thing your character would tell you, you know, or like what's one thing your character would want to leave you with? What's the lesson that playing the character, embodying this character, you now walk away with, or you can, you know, hang around in your head for use whenever it helps you?
I think what I learned through Alex and through the entire process of bringing Alex and the game to life is how to like safely access emotion. It sounds really dumb and stupid that we are told to tamp down emotion in order to be successful or move upward in terms of promotion in certain industries or in certain jobs. And for, I'd say, like most of my 20s, that's what I taught myself was, if I want to be successful, I have to put these emotions much deeper inside of me. And that's not the job when you're a performer. And so I had to learn how to access those safely and consistently, and in a genuine way. And it's, you know, it really mirrors the journey that Alex goes on as well, where she has tamped down this part of herself that she sees as a detriment or a curse. And it was very similar with me in my own life. I even like reactiveness to situations in the moment was not seen as positive, because I don't really have a poker face. Like if you say something to me, I'm going to respond to it. And in a lot of spaces,
I relate with that.
Yeah, that's not going to get you where your peers are. And so I think that has been really a really beautiful parallel with myself and Alex, where they're obviously different things that we're trying to access with ourselves, but very, very close, and really, really grateful for that. I feel more myself now than I did when I got the role in 2018.
Wow.
That's good.
I'd love to echo that question to any of the other cast, because it's a really good one. You know, I think, what has your character taught you? You know, like what's something you walk away with? Steve, Katy, not Erika.
That's a good
I
question.
think Gabe taught me to just stay the course, and I don't know when I decided to do this, but one of the things that I when I first started acting, it was just like everything was competition. You know, I see another Asian guy on TV or movies. I'm like, damn, I could have got that role. So I started rewiring myself to think, okay,
Oh wow, yeah,
really truly feel happy for that person, because there is so much work out there. So, and it wasn't easy, because, you know, we're wired to be jealous as human beings, and it's okay to feel like that. But to rewire myself to really feel happy for somebody, and when I tell someone, hey man, congratulations, and I mean it, it was a powerful thing for me. So I decided then I will start to just uplift and inspire people around me, and anyone I can. So I think that's what I brought into Gabe, is like, that's what he did. He made people happy around him, and you wanted to be around Gabe. And, you know, in Gabe's death, I think that's why the impact was so, it hit a lot of people, because you fell in love with Gabe because of that, you know, joyfulness that he brought to the town and the people that he was with.
Yeah, I think you are so spot on when you talk about the importance of being happy for people. It's like not just some easy thing. It's not as if it's easy to watch someone like aspire and climb and do great, and it's so great for me to not be like resentful or vindictive. But yeah, having to purposely say, look, I'm going to check my own feelings of supposed happiness. Am I just portraying happiness on my face, or am I like, hey, I'm great, I'm happy for you? Shout outs to Kendrick's new album, Are You Happy for Me? It's a whole bar. Yeah, nice. He's on that wave too. Katy, Steve, it's an awesome question, you know.
Yeah, I guess for me, what did Jed teach me? You know, don't hold on to things. You know, it's almost the same as Han was saying. You know, take the time to be happy for someone else. It comes back to you. It's just like karma, you know. And don't sit there. But for Jed though, yeah, it's interesting. Don't hold on to things, and get therapy if you need it. You know, why? You know, because you wonder what was he thinking? What was he going to gain by offing Erika's character? You know, and it's like, come on, eventually they were going to find out, and then he has that huge breakdown in the bar after she comes in. And, damn it, she's still alive.
and like at that point, the character is like, you know, is lost in his own horrible decision. Now he's locked in action. There's nothing he can do. It's like, all right, well, you know, it's a. I hope I'm never in the situation myself personally, right? I think I've done pretty good at avoiding it, but you know, who knows, right? I didn't mean to be threatening, chat. No one's getting off. Katy.
What have you learned? I think there's multiple things that like I've learned from Steph just by playing her for so long. But I think just in True Colors in general, it's just about not wondering what if, you know, like just doing what you want to do and saying what you want to say to the people that are important to you. You know, she doesn't think twice. She just does it, and she'll deal with what happens, you know, with the repercussion if there is one. But you know, she has all these aspirations, and she wants to you know, do so many things in her life, and she wants to be there for so many people. And you know, what's stopping her? Nothing. And she shows that, you know. And just also too, just don't be afraid of how you want to live your life, whatever that means to you. how you want to identify, whatever that means to you. So that's just really, those are two things that I've taken away from her. She's an incredible character. I mean, the writers have written all these characters so dynamic, they're so dynamic.
I really wish I had that like bias for action, like if there's something I want to do, or if there's something I feel is out of sync with the world or those around me, to just get up and do it. Just get up and say your piece. Yeah, it's like, that's a nice thing to be reminded of, right? Maybe we should all get our Steph cosplays out, and next at Comic-Con, we can get into that mindset. Again, guys, thanks so much for the questions in chat. I think we got we definitely have tons here, but let me go through some of the good ones. We definitely appreciated the last one from Game QT. Here's one. What was the hardest scene? Let's do this from Red Wing Rider. Well, actually, you know what? That's a little tough, but let's focus on the physical aspect of it, because I know we just went into a lot of it, but I think the interesting part of this question is like, what was the hardest scene for you guys to film physically? Because there's actually been a lot of talk about the physical tolls of the voice acting on this panel, whether it's your neck because you're holding the thing for so long, or whether it's, having to, speak at a tone. So maybe one of y'all can chime in on that. What's like, what's a hard scene for y'all physically?
Erika, what was it, the scene with where I played the king with the kid in the park? What
the
was
LARP.
That?
Yeah, the LARP.
Yeah, that
LARP.
That's right, the LARP. That was exhausting that day because Webb
live action role play.
And I had no voice the next day. I was exhausted the next day because there was so much yelling because I was just trying to play the LARP thing, and that was for me physically and emotional. Well, not emotionally, but physically, that was the most exhausting part that I had to play. Yeah, that was fun. But it was fun. It was great. I went away. I went home thinking that was a great day's work and a great week. So.
Yeah, you have it in the can.
Steve, did you know at that point that you were gonna have that turn yet, or no?
No.
So you were just playing. Oh, that's so cool. Because that was the foreshadow for the community. That was the foreshadow for the players to be like, "This what's." And there was a foreshadow for you, and you didn't even see it. You didn't even see it coming.
Didn't even see it. I was just thinking, "What is this? This is weird, man." But I'm having a blast. No, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't want. I wouldn't want that to influence me later on. So I'm so glad they didn't give me that reveal yet. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's like, what is this strangeness? Oh,
you killed it. You did it amazing.
Yeah.
Life is Strange.
Well, Life is Strange is not. It's not like a fighting game. There aren't like a ton of stunts. But I think physically, the most challenging was probably the intimacy, right? Because it's not like you just go up and you start making out with somebody because you have a goddamn bar with a light in front of you and you're wearing a helmet, and like there are so many people.
There are rules.
Yeah. And so like figuring out how to make a kiss hot.
Yeah.
When you look like a moron and you're wearing headgear, Kay, you can also speak to this.
Honestly,
it was the most technical part of it.
Yeah,
technical.
It was like, we had to record it a ton of times, in different takes, because we had to do it without the headgear, we had to do it with the headgear. But no, honestly too, I think it was Webb was like, that was so, at least when you and I did it, Webb said at the end of the day, he was like, that was so professionally done. He was like, that was just so professional. Like, you and Erika, were super professional about that, as it should be, as it should be in any kind of setting when there's an intimate setting, whether it's kissing, sex, whatever it is, in any kind of media. But yeah, and I felt that too. So it's cool that he said that, because I felt it, we just did our job, and that's what it was. And, and everybody who was there on set with us, it was just another scene, and it was just really easy to do. And yeah, I let Erika take control. So yeah. It's true, I did. Like, because your character takes control. So I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Do it. And so Erika took control, and I was easy for me.
So
I was just there.
I'm not sure if this is no, I'm actually completely sure. We have a question from Matt and Nosh. Question for the one and only Katy Bentz. If you could do one thing with Steph freaking Gingrich, what would you do?
If I could do one thing with her?
One thing with Steph freaking
I don't know why the first thing that came to my mind,
do?
probably because of Planet Coaster. I've been playing that game. Maybe I don't know. I just thought about going to an amusement park with her. That was the first thing that just popped in my head. I don't know why.
A roller coaster.
I'm just gonna go with it. That was the literal first thing that popped in my head, is going to an amusement park with Steph.
The popcorn, the snacks,
popcorn, cotton candy, like let's
watching
get some photo
people.
booth. Yeah, people watching.
All that. Yeah, that sounds fun. I definitely think the people watching is my favorite element of any sort of amusement park, and not in a negative way. There's just so many people. It's so many diversity. Thank you guys so much for questions. We got about maybe 5 or so minutes left. So if you guys have any burning questions, now is the time. Maybe we have a chance to answer one left. But while I have the panel here, I want to give you guys a chance to just like a check-in, right? Like there's been a lot of people coming in the chat and staying. They're all really excited about you guys. There's been so many calls for more content. They're like, more, we want to do this, you for this game, you for this game. But it's obviously not as simple, or maybe it is. So what do you guys have to share with us in story? Like what are some of the cool things you're doing? I know that Katy is, on her streams, right? Katy, like when's your next stream, right? What do you have going on next?
Well, I'm streaming right now. Isn't that
I
crazy?
suppose you're right.
Isn't that crazy? I'm just like, I've never done this kind of like multi-stream thing, so it's pretty cool. So thank you guys for watching over my Twitch channel if you're watching. But yeah, my next actual stream will be Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I don't know what I'm doing. I put my schedules out Sunday in my Discord. And I just got like what they were saying earlier, and thank you guys. I just booked a new indie video game, a strategy puzzle game, so I'm excited about that.
Oh wow, cool.
It's
fun.
like
You're a badass.
It's like what Steve said. It's just like Steve was saying, it's so far, and it really is. We go out for all these auditions, and we just never hear anything back. Ever, sometimes nothing. And so to book something. Chat.
Let's go for it. Congratulations on that. And it's really inspiring, to see that you guys, we have met you all and know you as these characters, but no, look, you're real, you're alive, flesh and blood with aspirations. I'm really happy that you got it. And I'm going to pull from you, Hans. I'm very happy for you. I'm really trying to be, wow, that's fantastic. Look at you moving on up. Amazing. Erika.
Wait, don't you have a signing too? You and Erika?
Oh, well, I mean, there's all sorts of things. Honestly, if we want to talk about signings, guys, if you want to check out streamily.com Life is Strange, you can also check out streamily.com/Katy Bentz. And the URL is coming slowly but surely. And you can also check out streamily.com/Erika Mori. There are prints. You can get them signed. Everything bought on that store will be signed eventually. Okay. And it will be sent out to you. It's easy peasy. Yeah, Kate.
I lied. I'm not streaming at 10 a.m. on Monday. I'm streaming at 11 a.m. on Monday and doing the signing with Erika.
The signing tomorrow.
I literally lied to everybody just now. Listen, see, I wouldn't have figured out what my schedule was until I sat down tomorrow and wrote it down. But yes, 11 a.m. Pacific time on my channel on Twitch. I'm actually going to be with Erika's signing. So I am sorry, guys.
Back to my superpower with my magnifying glass. Thank you.
Yes, it was the magnified level of chaos. Well, guys, and that is a really great layup there, because it is going to be a electric signing. All of the prints you want, all of the moments from Life is Strange. These characters, these voice actors, bringing you what never to be replicated, limited merch. This is collectible. They're signatures, personalized. You're gonna want this. Look at your walls. They're white. They're bare. What do you have hanging up in your room? If you want a Life is Strange shrine, and what better way to do it? There's been my sales pitch.
That is actually very true. Like,
yes.
If like you're on a date and you walk into somebody's, you're getting to know someone, you walk into their apartment and they don't have anything on the walls, serial killer, get out of there.
Get out.
Right? You don't want to be mistaken for a serial killer. So have books
Katy,
and
Bentz,
have art
and
on your wall.
Yeah.
Wait,
if
you
they
know
have
them? You're in with them? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
art on the wall and your bed not on the floor.
There you go.
also, if
three
you
are
walk into
non-negotiables.
somebody's house with nothing but prints of one person, serial killer, run.
Okay, yeah. Right. Let's take
Listen.
it on a case-by-case basis.
I didn't
And
mean
if you
to
on the
call
wall,
out some of y'all in chat, but if you got bare
Run.
walls, we're here to help. So that's Steve. Why
Yes.
don't we check in with you? What do you got? What do you want people to know in the world of Steve Austin?
Yeah.
Steve, what are you doing?
Yeah, last year was so great. So let me lead off first by I've got two movies coming out, hopefully sometime this year. One, last summer I booked a supporting role in Flaming Hot. It's called Flaming Hot. It was a movie shot in New Mexico, and I play a plant director. It's a story about the real story about how Cheetos came up with the brand Flaming Hot Cheetos.
There you go.
Cool.
Cheetos sponsorship. I want Cheetos in my hand by next panel. Stat.
Yeah.
We can make it happen.
Stat.
Yeah,
Give me the numbers. I'll do all the talking.
Wait, do you eat Cheetos with chopsticks by chance?
Yes. How else
Thank
do you eat them?
I get. Yeah, you don't want the powder on you then.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's evidence.
And that was
We don't just bag it? We don't just bag to mouth it? We're not,
At the
okay.
end, you can do that. At the end, you can do that. But the skill is hashi, right in there.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
bag it at the
The
end.
stillness.
When you
Bag it at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
that was with
Sorry, Steve.
Eva Longoria directed that, and she is something. I don't know if you guys. Hopefully, you guys will get to meet her someday. But she may be small, but boy, is she large and in charge. That was her first directorial debut of a
I was
feature
going to
film,
say, yeah. I have
and
heard of her
she was
director.
so much fun to work with. And then in October, I booked a small independent film, and I was a pastor. I'm a pastor in that one called The Graduates, plural, and that was a lot of fun. We shot that in Utah, but the creme de la creme, and I'm going to go ahead and announce it here.
Dulce de leche.
I just came back from Montana, where I was working with Kevin Costner on the set of Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Whoa, that is the dulce. That is the creme de la creme.
Unbelievable. And I can't say enough about that guy. Is just some I 5 hours working with him in the sun out in the open. I mean, everybody will know because it was out in the middle of the town square, and they had 300 extras. I was a Supreme Court justice, but I'll leave it at that because it'll.
Nice.
November 13th, episode 1, season 5.
Oh
And,
my God, Steve!
Steve's killing it.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Steve's killing it, man.
Steve.
It was crazy. So shout out to my agent out in Utah, Amber at Stars Talent Studio, baby. I love her. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
And
No.
yes,
God.
that's right.
awesome.
You guys got to start on Yellowstone now, right? Make the bump. We want the Steve bump to be loud and clear to
Yes,
everyone
Steve.
involved in this project, all right?
Amazing.
Let's do it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That was fun. That
Yes.
was fun.
Proud of you.
Nice. Guys, this has been so much fun for me. But I don't want to leave you hanging, Hans, or not Erika, Mori. What have you got in the pipeline? What do you want people looking at you for? What URLs do you want people directed to?
I have so many NDAs that I've signed. I will say
even
this:
better.
I have manifested this one project that I already feel like I got it.
You do.
Yeah, I really do, and so much so
He's
that
got it.
I booked myself out during those times, and I'm telling other productions that I'm not available. Just to
Totally
make
not. I'm sorry. I'm even talking to you about it because you have it, and now I'm just like, you're right.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I don't even know why you asked me that question.
I really shouldn't have. Right.
I'm just kidding.
I've already seen it. You're great. Really.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
You wrote a review for it. Yeah.
Hashtag Hannafest.
Hashtag Hannafest. That's a really good one.
It's,
No, seriously, I
Impressive.
feel it in my bones. Like, yeah.
For you.
And just some context. So when you see me in it, just know that 4 years ago I reached out to the author because I loved this book.
Yo,
And-
author, scoop, guys, scoops.
Yeah, so I wanted to buy the rights to this so I can write myself a role and produce the movie.
Cool.
And then 4
That's
years
pretty
later,
cool.
I got called for the lead role in it. So
Oh man, awesome.
unrelated to that, like, is separate people kind of working to conspire to make it happen. So I'm super excited. I'm ready to pour my heart into this character, and I've been doing a lot of character development for it. So it's
Yay,
This is-
congratulations.
This is the Harry Potter a reboot I never know I needed, man. I can't wait for you to be there in the Wizards and everything. It's going to be fantastic.
the Lord of the Rings,
No, that's really amazing, honestly. And honestly, how busy you guys all are. And all of the chat absolutely loves it, right? So get out those hashtag AhanaFest. Get out there, support these
What's
people.
Erika doing?
Right?
Yeah, what you doing, Erika?
What's Erika doing?
Chilling. I am working on another video game that I actually can't remember what the NDA said, so I'm not going to get myself in trouble by
That's a safe
breaking
one.
that here.
So please be good.
But it is fucking dope. It is so cool.
Right on.
So different from Life is Strange. My role in it is really unique. I don't think that I will ever be lucky enough to have this type of role before. It's super unique. No one would ever be able to guess.
Wow.
It has been an incredible learning. I love the team. And yeah, I think it's people are gonna love it when it comes out.
Wow.
I'm also getting into film, so I'll be
Right on.
filming something at the end of this month and kind of seeing where that goes. That's all very new. And I'm excited about it because I've never done it before.
Yes, guys, this has been. Let's all one big group exercise. Be very happy for Erika. Let's be very happy for all
Han,
of
I'm
our
looking at
panelists.
you.
Let's be purposeful because I'm telling you, they're all doing great work, and they've put their heart and soul into this game for all of us to enjoy. They're the ones who had to dive into the depths of annoyance and despair and introspection, just so the little character twitches and the little voices and all the let's plays you've watched and all those can really have the emotional impact that the game devs intended. And if they didn't have that emotional impact, the entire genre would fail. So we really appreciate you voice talents for bringing these games to life. And I have been Nick Durazio with Streamily. Again, if you guys want to support these amazing talents, check out their stores on Streamily and check out streamily.com/lifeisstrange. All of our Life is Strange prints that have been signed with the cast are all there. And, you can follow them and we'll have a schedule and you can see when we go live with these next things. But the next one is coming up. Katy's next stream is the signing event. So guys, don't miss it.
Cool.
And I really cannot express how much fun this has been with you guys. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And yeah, bye chat. You guys have been great.
Shout out to the fans, man, because
You guys are
That's it.
amazing.
We love you.
There's no Life is Strange without you players out there. Thank you so much.
exactly.
Great.
Yes.
Love ya.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks for joining the chat. Bye.
Thanks.